If there's a case that literally sent shockwaves all over, it was the one involving Sonya Massey and cop Sean Grayson last year.
Where you going? Huh? Where you going? Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the pot! Drop the fucking pot!
19 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the pot!
Well, it's been over a year, and the judge has found Sean guilty of unaliving Sonya. But here's the thing. He got a second-degree unaliving? Like, how does a cop bang a woman who called for help right in the face after threatening to do so, and still only get hit with second degree? Because from the footage and the reports, that didn't look like no accident. So what exactly convinced that jury that it wasn't intentional? Was it the badge? The uniform? Well, a lot of people, including Sonya's dad, certainly don't get it.
Departments that allowed a person who was kicked out of the military. He was had 2 DWIs. Here's a man who never should have had a badge and he never should have been able to lord over any citizen in this United States. And he did exactly what he said he would do. He told my child he would in the effing face, and he did it. And all we got was a second-degree conviction out of this. There has to be some middle point between first degree and second degree. I think this was a compromised verdict. And people are saying, well, you got something, but we didn't get complete justice. And until we get complete justice for people all over the United States, it's not going to be enough for me.
And guess what? I've seen some online claims that there's a plan to release Sean and that he could be out in just a few years, like 4 years to be precise. Some posts even allege there's talk of early parole, which, to be clear, hasn't been confirmed by anyone close to the case, but apparently there's a high possibility for this. It's been crazy, but let me break down everything. Okay, remember when the incident happened, the Sangamon County State's Attorney's Office said Sean was not justified in his use of force on Sonya, and prosecutors also said the separation in Sonya's kitchen allowed Sean both distance and relative cover from Sonya and the pot of hot water, so his actions were not justifiable. Well, the lawyer involved with the case, Ben Crump, revealed that Sean has been convicted for second-degree unaliving of Sonya Massey. But a lot of people have said that given the circumstances, he should have been convicted of first-degree unaliving. Here's the thing. First-degree requires proof that the defendant acted with intent to unalive, and as far as a lot of people are concerned, including Sonya Massey's family and supporters, the body camera footage, witness testimony, and the prosecution's portrayal of Grayson's actions supported an intentional or fully culpable of unaliving Sonya. He said he would do it, and he did. I mean, let's just revisit this case so y'all understand where people are coming from. So, the shocking incident in the early hours of the 6th of July 2024 began when Sonya called police to her home in Springfield, 200 miles south of Chicago, to report that she believed someone had broken into her property. Then, once the deputies arrived, they tried knocking on the door, but there was no answer. And when the dispatcher called to tell Sonya that they were outside, the call went straight to voicemail. The dispatcher did say that he could hear some sort of wrestling around, and the deputy also said that Sonya told them to hold on before she went to the door. The events that played out after that were captured on a body cam of the other officer who responded just before 1 a.m. First of all, it took Sonya a few minutes to open the door after the deputies knocked, and once she did, she immediately said, "Don't hurt me." She actually seemed confused as they spoke at the door, and she repeated that she needed help, referenced God, and told them she didn't know who owned the car on her driveway. The deputies then proceeded to search the area and didn't find anyone, to which Sonya told them, please God, I'm trying to get help, y'all." Then they asked multiple times what Sonya needed help with, and she replied that she heard somebody outside. The deputies then asked for her name and followed her into the house.
I heard somebody outside.
Yeah, we checked your house, we checked your backyard. I walked all the way through all these backyards. We checked your front yard.
We didn't see nobody.
Yeah,
So.
nobody's out here.
You didn't see anybody?
Nope.
Oh,
Checked the whole area.
okay.
What took you so long to answer the door?
Oh, I was trying to put on some clothes, sir. I'm sorry. I was trying to get
I got
dressed.
you.
I'm
All right.
sorry.
Once they entered, the deputies followed Sonya inside when she entered her home, and they watched as she searched for her identification. When Sean talked to Sonya, his partner began searching different rooms of the home, and the deputies then asked for her ID so they could then get out of her hair. In the video, Sean sees a pot sitting on the stove, gestures towards it, and says, "We don't need a fire while we're here." Then Sonya walks to the stove to remove the pot, and she and Sean appear to laugh over her pot pot of steaming hot water. As Sonya grabbed the boiling pot of water sitting on top of it, she asked the deputies, "Where are you going?" as they backed away. And one of the officers was like, "Away from your hot steaming water." The next thing is we see Sonya say, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And almost immediately, Sean pulled his 9mm and threatened Sonya. Now Sonya can be heard apologizing as she ducks behind her kitchen counter before Sean fires at her. And that is how Sonya lost her life. Just like that. Now to the things that never made sense. First of all, after Sean fired, he turned on his body cam, meaning it was off the whole time. But his partner proceeded to tell him that his body cam was on. Then he advised his partner not to give medical aid to Sonya because of the severity of her injuries. Well, the other deputy provided emergency assistance and stayed with Sonya until medical personnel arrived. Note that Sonya was still breathing, but Sean relented and said he would not waste his medical kit, as the other deputy said, "We can at least try to stop the bleeding." And when the response team arrived and asked what had happened, according to Sean, he wasn't going to take hot boiling water to the face, and that's the reason why he fired. The way people looked at it, this was a clear first-degree unaliving, so they do not understand why Sean got a lesser charge. So why did the jury conclude on second degree? Let me school y'all a bit. See, as per legal strategy and jury instructions, the judge allowed the jury to consider a lesser included offense, which some juries choose when they decide the defendant's belief that they were in danger was unreasonable, but still present. The jurors thought Grayson didn't have the legal intent for first degree, but that his claim of self-defense was not reasonable, which fits second degree. Basically, judges commonly offer that option when there's any plausible dispute about intent or reasonableness, and because of this, he got a second degree. Well, just like several people, Sonya's family also publicly said they expected fuller accountability and described the verdict as a compromise that fell short of justice. In addition, civil rights attorneys for the family also framed the outcome as insufficient given the circumstances. I mean, the jury said Grayson acted unreasonably, but that he thought he was defending himself. Seriously? You walk into someone's kitchen, firearm drawn, you're the officer, and suddenly you're the one in danger? Come on now. People are calling that verdict a soft landing and a way to say, yeah, you did it, but let's not be too harsh. And you know what made this case even more devastating was the fact that Sean had a history of nasty behavior, including driving under the influence known to the sheriff's department. He had 2 DUI charges, including one while he was enlisted in the Army, and his personnel file also listed misconduct, serious offense, as the reason he left the Army in 2016. The document says Grayson was separated from the Army under a general discharge after he served as a private first class at Fort Riley in Kansas, but the file did not detail the alleged serious misconduct. Apparently, he also failed to obey a command while working for another sheriff's office in Illinois and was told he needed high-stress decision-making classes. The recommendation came after Grayson failed to slow down after his boss called off a vehicle pursuit where Sean was driving about 110 miles per hour before striking a deer. The chief deputy actually wrote in the file, "Deputy Grayson pursued the truck through Lincoln at a high rate of speed, reaching speeds of 63, 30 miles per hour zone, and in my opinion, failed to show due caution while driving through stop intersections." In addition to high-stress decision-making classes, the chief deputy also recommended traffic stop training, report writing training, and he was told that he needed to read, understand, and discuss the issued Logan County Sheriff's Office policy. He was also on the Kincaid police force for only 3 months before he was let go because he refused to live within a 10-mile radius. Then, when he was at his last job, which he was fired from, the Sonya Massey incident happened. Clearly, the pattern was there, and the warnings were there. If anything, according to most people, his background should have screamed intent and reckless disregard for life. But somehow, that all got washed away in court, and that's why folks feel played, because justice once again felt selective, soft, and way too forgiving for someone with a badge and a history of trouble. See, at the end of the day, people aren't just mad about the second-degree label. They're mad about what it represents. Because if a police officer with a record like Sean Grayson's can unalive an unarmed woman who called for help and still walk away with a sentence that could be as low as 4 years, then what message does that send? Well, there are people who are also arguing in favor of Sean, saying the judgment was fair enough. But in your opinion, do you think that justice has been served? Drop those thoughts in the comments section below.